Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Joshua 14 to 18, Psalm 99 and Proverbs 11. Let's get started. Joshua 14 to 18. The rest of the tribes of Israel received their shares of land in Canaan. Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun decided what each of the tribes should receive. The leaders of the tribes helped them to make these decisions. The shares of 9 tribes and half of the tribe of Manasseh were decided by casting lots. That's what the Lord had commanded through Moses. Moses had given two tribes and the other half of the tribe to Manasseh their shares east of the Jordan River. But Moses had not given Levi a share among the other tribes. Manasseh and Ephraim were the sons of Joseph. They had become 2 tribes. The Levites didn't receive any share of their land. They only received towns to live in and grasslands for their flocks and herds. So the Israelites divided up the land, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. The people at Judah approached Joshua at Gilgal. Caleb, the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, spoke to Joshua. He said, "You know what the Lord said to Moses, the man of God. He spoke to him at Kadesh Barnea about you and me. Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to check out the land. I was 40 years old at that time. I brought back an honest report to him. I told him exactly what I had seen. Several other men of Israel went up with me. What they reported terrified the people. But I followed the Lord my God with my whole heart. So on that day, Moses made a promise to me. He said, 'The land you have walked on will be your share. It will be the share of your children forever. That's because you have followed the Lord my God with your whole heart.' The Lord has done just as he promised. He made the promise while Israel was wandering around in the desert. That was 45 years ago. He has kept me alive all this time. So here I am today, 85 years old. I'm still as strong today as I was the day Moses sent me out. I'm just as able to go out to battle now as I was then. So give me this whole country. The Lord promised it to me that day. At that time you yourself heard that the Anakites were living there. He also heard that the cities were large and had high walls around them. But I'll drive them out, just as the Lord said I would. He will help me do it." Then Joshua blessed Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. He gave him Hebron as his share. So ever since that time, Hebron has belonged to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite. That's because he followed the Lord, the God of Israel, with his whole heart. Hebron used to be called Kiriath Arba. It was named after Arba. He was the greatest man among the Anakites. So the land had peace and rest. Chapter 50. Land was given to the tribe of Judah according to its family groups. It reached down to the territory of Edom. It went as far south as the desert of Zin. Judah's border on the south started from the bay at the south end of the Dead Sea. It went across to the south of Scorpion Pass. It continued on to Zin. It went over to the south of Kadesh Barnea. Then it ran past Hezron up to Adar. It curved around to Karka. It then went along to Asman. There it joined the Wadi of Egypt and ended at the Mediterranean Sea. That was the southern border of Judah. The border on the east was the Dead Sea. It went north all the way to where the Jordan River enters the sea. The border on the north started at the bay of the Dead Sea. That's where the Jordan River enters the sea. From there it went up to Beth Hogla. It continued north of Beth Arba to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. Then it went from the valley of Achor up to Debir. It turned north to Gilgal. Gilgal faces the pass of Adumim south of the valley. The border continued along to the springs of En-Shemesh. It came to an end at En-Rogel. Then it ran up the valley of Ben-Hinnom. It went along the south slope of Jerusalem. From there it climbed to the top of the hill west of the Hinnom Valley. The hill is also at the north end of the valley of Rephaim. From the top of the hill, the border headed toward the springs of Nephtoah. It went to the towns near Mount Ephron. It went down toward Kiriath Jearim. Then it curved west toward Kiriath Jearim to Mount Seir. It ran along the north slope of Mount Kesselon. It continued down to Beth Shemesh and continued over to Timnah. It went to the north slope of Ekron. Then it turned towards Shikharon. It passed along to Mount Baalah, and it reached Jabneel. The border came to an end at the Mediterranean Sea. The border on the west was the coastline of the Mediterranean Sea. Those were the borders of the family groups of the tribe of Judah. Joshua gave a part of Judah's share of land to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. Now, according to the Lord's command to Joshua, the share Caleb received was the city of Hebron. It was also called Kiriath Arba. Anak came into the family line of Arba. Caleb drove 3 Anakites out of Hebron. Their names were Shishai, Ahiman, and Talmai. They were from the family line of Anak. From Hebron, Caleb marched out against the people living in Debir. It used to be called Kiriath Sefer. Caleb said, "I will give my daughter Achsah to be married. She will be the wife of the man who attacks and captures Kiriath Sefer." Othniel captured it. So Caleb gave his daughter Achsah to him to be his wife. Othniel was the son of Kenaz. He was Caleb's brother. One day Achsah came to Othniel. She begged him to ask her father for a field. When she got off her donkey, Caleb spoke to her. He asked, "What can I do for you?" She replied, "Do me a special favor. You have given me some land in the Negev desert. Give me springs of water also." So Caleb gave her the upper and lower springs. Here's the share of land given to the family tribe of Judah, according to its family groups. The towns farther south that were given to Judah were in the Negev desert. They were near the border of Edom. Here's a list of these towns: Kabzeel, Eder, Jagur, Kina, Dimona, Adada, Kedesh, Hazor, Ithnan, Ziph, Telem, Beeroth, Hazor, Hadatha, Hazor, Amam, Shema, Moladah, Hazar-Gada, Heshbon, Beth-Pelet, Hazar-Shual, Beersheba, Beziothia, Bala, Iyim, Ezim, Eltolad, Kesil, Hormah, Ziklag, Madmannah, Sansannah, Lebaoth, Shilhim, Ain, and Rimmon. The total number of towns was 29. Some of them had villages near them. Towns were also given to Judah in the western hills. Here's a list of those towns: Eshtaol, Zorah, Ashna, Zanoah, En-Ganim, Tapua, Enam, Jarmuth, Adelam, Sokol, Azekah, Sharam, Adithaim, and Gedera. Gedera is also called Gederothaim. The total number of towns was 14. Some of them had villages near them. Here's another list of the towns given to Judah in the western hills: Zenan, Hadashah, Migdol-Gad, Delian, Mizpah, Joktheel, Lachish, Bozkah, Eglon, Cabin, Lahmas, Kitlish, Gederoth, Beth Dagon, Naamah, and Makkedah. The total number of towns was 16. Some of them had villages near them. Here's another list of towns given to Judah in the Western Hills: Libnah, Ether, Ashan, Iptha, Asna, Nezib, Keliah, Akzib, and Marisa. The total number of towns was 9. Some of them have villages near them. Judah was also given Ekron and the settlements and villages around it. West of Ekron, Judah was given all the settlements and villages near Ashdod. Judah was given Ashdod and the settlements and villages around it. And Judah was given Gaza and settlements and villages. Judah's territory went all the way to the Wadi of Egypt and the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Towns were also given to Judah in the central hill country. Here's a list of those towns: Shamir, Jatir, Sokor, Dana, Debir, Anab, Eshtemoa, Anim, Goshen, Holon, and Gil. The total number of towns was 11. Some of them had villages near them. Here's another list of towns given to Judah in the central hill country: Aram, Doma, Eshan, Janim, Beth Tapua, Africa, Humta, Hebron, and Zio. The total number of towns was 9. Some of them had villages near them. Here's another list of towns given to Judah in the central hill country: Maon, Carmel, Ziph, Jutta, Jezreel, Jokdeam, Zanoah, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah. The total number of towns was 10. Some of them had villages near them. Here's another list of towns given to Judah in the central hill country: Halhol, Beth-zur, Gedor, Marath, Beth Anoth, and Eltekon. The total number of towns was 6. Some of them had villages near them. Here's another list of towns given to Judah in the central hill country: Kiriath Jearim and Rabbah. The total number of towns was 2. They had villages near them. Towns were also given to Judah in the desert. Here's the list of those towns: Beth Araba, Midian, Sekaka, Nibshan, the city of Salt, and En-Gedi. The total number of towns was 6. Some of them had villages near them. Judah could drive out the Jebusites who were living in Jerusalem, so they lived there with the people of Judah to this day. Chapter 16. The land given to the 2 tribes in the family line of Joseph began at the Jordan River. Their border started east of the springs of Jericho and went up from there through the desert into the hill country of Bethel. Bethel was also called Luz. From Bethel, the border crossed over to Ataroth. That's where the Archites lived. Then it went west down to the territory of the Japhletites. It went all the way to the area of Lower Beth Horon. It went on to Gezer. The border came to an end at the Mediterranean Sea. The tribes of Manasseh and Ephraim were from the family line of Joseph, so they received that land as their share. Here's the territory given to the tribe of Ephraim, according to its family groups. The border of their share of land started at Ataroth Ada in the east, and went to Upper Beth Horon, and continued toward the Mediterranean Sea. From Mikmethath on the north, it curved toward the east. It went to Tanath Shiloh. It passed by Tanath Shiloh to Genoa in the east. Then it went down from Genoa to Ataroth and Nara. It touched Jericho and came to an end at the Jordan River. From Tapua, the border went west to the Kana Valley. It came to an end at the Mediterranean Sea. That was the land given to the tribe of Ephraim. Each family group received its share. The tribes of Ephraim was also given other towns and villages that were set apart for them. Those towns and villages were in the share of land given to the tribe of Manasseh. The people of Ephraim didn't drive out the Canaanites living in Gezer. The Canaanites live among the people of Ephraim to this day, but they are forced to work hard for the people of Ephraim. Chapter 17. Land was given to the tribe of Manasseh. It was given to Machir. Manasseh was Joseph's older son. Machir was Manasseh's older son. The people of Gilead came from the family line of Machir. The people of Gilead had received the lands of Gilead and Bashan. That's because the people of Machir were great soldiers. So land was given to the rest of the people of Manasseh. It was given to the family groups of Abiezer, Helek, Asriel, Shechem, Hefer, and Shemida. They were the other men in the family line of Manasseh, the son of Joseph. Those were their names by their family groups. Machir was the son of Manasseh. Gilead was the son of Machir. Hefer was the son of Gilead. And Zelophehad was the son of Hefer. Zelophehad didn't have any sons. He only had daughters. Their names were Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. The daughters of Zelophehad went to Eleazar the priest and to Joshua, the son of Nun. They also went to the upper leaders. They said, "The Lord commanded Moses to give us our share of land among our male relatives." So Joshua gave them land along with their male relatives. That was according to what the Lord had commanded. Manasseh's share was made up of 10 pieces of land. That land was in addition to Gilead and Bashan, east of the Jordan River. So the 5 granddaughters of Hefer in the family line of Manasseh received land, just as the other 5 sons of Manasseh did. The land of Gilead belonged to the rest of the family line of Manasseh. The territory of Manasseh reached from Asher to Mikmethah. Mikmethah was east of Shechem. The border ran south from Mikmethah. The people living at En-Tappuah were inside the border. Manasseh had the land around Tappuah, but the town of Tappuah itself was on the border of Manasseh's land. It belonged to the people of Ephraim. The border continued south to the Canaan Valley. Some of the towns that belonged to Ephraim were located among the towns of Manasseh, but the border of Manasseh was the north side of the valley. The border came to an end at the Mediterranean Sea. The land on the south belonged to Ephraim. The land on the north belonged to Manasseh. The territory of Manasseh reached the Mediterranean Sea. The tribe of Asher was the border on the north. The tribe of Issachar was the border on the east. Inside the land given to Issachar and Asher, the towns of Bethshan and Ibleam belonged to Manasseh. The towns of Dor, Endor, Tanat, and Megiddo, and all their people also belonged to Manasseh. Manasseh was given all those towns and the settlements around them. The third town in the list was also called Naphoth Dor, but the people of Manasseh weren't able to take over those towns. That's because the Canaanites had made up their minds to live in that area. The Israelites grew stronger. Then they forced the Canaanites to work hard for them. But they didn't drive them out completely. The people in the family line of Joseph spoke to Joshua. They said, "Why have you given us only one share of the land to have as our own? There are large numbers of us. The Lord has blessed us greatly." "That's true," Joshua said. "There are large numbers of you, and the hill country of Ephraim is too strong for you. So go up into the forest, clear out some land for yourselves in the territory of the Perizzites and Rephaites." The people in Joseph's family line replied, "The hill country isn't big enough for us, and all the Canaanites who live in the plains use chariots that have iron parts. They include the people of Bethshan and its settlements. They also include the people who live in the valley of Jezreel." Joshua spoke again to the people in Joseph's family line. He said to the people of Ephraim and Manasseh, "There are large numbers of you, and you are very powerful. You will have more than one piece of land. You will also have the central hill country. It's covered with trees. Cut them down and clear the land. The whole land from one end to the other will belong to you. The Canaanites use chariots that have iron parts, and those people are strong, but you can drive them out. Chapter 18. The whole community of Israel gathered together at Shiloh. They set up the tent of meeting there. The country was brought under their control, but there were still 7 tribes in Israel who had not yet received their shares of land. So Joshua spake to the Israelites. He said, "The Lord, the God of your people, has given you this land. How long will you wait before you begin to take it over? Appoint 3 men from each tribe. I'll send them to map out the land. Then they will write a report about its features. The report will point out the share of land each tribe will receive. Then the men will return to me. You must divide the land up into 7 shares. Judah must remain in its territory in the south. The people in Joseph's family line must remain in their territory in the north. Write reports about the features of those 7 shares of land. Bring them here to me. Then I'll cast lots for you in the sight of the Lord, our God. But the Levites don't get any share of your land. That's because their share is to serve the Lord as priests. The tribes of Gad and Reuben and half of the tribe of Manasseh have already received their shares. They are on the east side of the Jordan River. Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave their shares to them. The men started out on their way to map out the land. Joshua directed them, "Go and map out the land. Write a report about its features. Then return to me. I'll cast lots for you here at Shiloh in the sight of the Lord." So the men left and went through the land. They wrote a report about its features on a scroll. It showed how they divided up the land into 7 shares. It listed the towns in each share. The men returned to Joshua in the camp at Shiloh. Then Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh in the sight of the Lord. There he gave out a share of land to each of the remaining tribes in Israel. The first lot drawn out was for the tribe of Benjamin, according to its family groups. The territory they were given was located between the tribes of the people of Judah and the people of Joseph. Here are the borders of Benjamin's territory. On the north side, their border started at the Jordan River and went past the north slope of Jericho. Then it headed west into the central hill country and came to an end at the desert of Beth-aven. From there, the border crossed to the south slope of Bethel. Then it went down to Ataroth-Adar on the hillside of lower Beth-horon. From the hill that faces Beth-horon on the south, the border turned south. Then the border went along the west side of the hill. It came to an end at Kiriath-Jearim. That town belongs to the people of Judah. That was the border on the west. The border on the south side started at the west edge of Kiriath-Jearim. It came to an end at the springs of Nephtoah. It went down to the foot of the hill that faces the valley of Ben Hinnom. The hill is north of the valley of Rephaim. The border continued down the Hinnom Valley. It went along the south slope of Jerusalem, where the people of Jebus live. It continued on to En-Rogel. Then it curved north. It went to En-Shemesh. It continued on to Geliloth. Geliloth faces the paths of Adumim. The border ran down to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. It continued to the north slope of Beth-Arabah. It went on down into the Arabah Valley. From there it went to the north slope of Beth-Hoglah. It came to an end at the north bay of the Dead Sea. That's where the Jordan River flows into the Dead Sea. That was the border on the south. The Jordan River formed the border on the east side. Those were the borders that marked out on all sides the land the family groups of Benjamin received as their share. Here's a list of towns given to the tribe of Benjamin according to its family groups: Jericho, Beth-Hoglah, Emek-Keziz, Beth-Arabah, Zemaraim, Bethel, Avim, Para, Ophrah, Kephar Ammoni, Ophni, and Geba. The total number of towns in their villages was 12. Here's another list of towns given to Benjamin: Gibeon, Ramah, Beeroth, Mizpah, Japhira, Moza, Rechem, Peel, Taroah, Zelah, Haleth, Jerusalem, Gibeah, and Kiriath. The total number of towns in their villages was 14. That was the share of land the family groups of Benjamin received. Proverbs 11. The Lord hates it when people use scales to cheat others, but he is delighted when people use honest weights. When pride comes, shame follows, but wisdom comes to those who are not proud. Those who do what is right are guided by their honest lives, but those who are unfaithful are destroyed by their lies. Wealth isn't worth anything when God judges you, but doing what is right saves you from death. The ways of honest people are made straight because they do what is right, but those who do what is wrong are brought down by their own sins. Godly people are saved by doing what is right, but those who are unfaithful are trapped by evil longings. Hopes placed in human beings will die with them. Everything their power promise comes to nothing. Those who do right are saved from trouble, but trouble comes on those who do wrong. With their lips, ungodly people destroy their neighbors, but those who do what is right escape because of their knowledge. When those who do right succeed, the city is glad. When those who do wrong die, people shout for joy. The blessing of honest people builds up a city, but the words of sinners destroy it. Whoever makes fun of their neighbor has no sense, but the one who has understanding controls their tongue. Those who talk about others will tell secrets, but those who can be trusted keep the secrets of others. Without guidance, a nation falls, but many good advisors can bring victory to a nation. Whoever promises to pay for what someone else owes will certainly suffer, but a person who doesn't agree to pay someone else's bill is safe. A woman who has a kind heart gains honor, but men who are not kind gain only wealth. Those who are kind benefit themselves, but mean people bring ruin on themselves. An evil person really earns something, but the one who plans what is right will certainly be rewarded. Surely right living leads to life, but whoever runs after evil finds death. The Lord hates those whose tongues are twisted, but he is pleased with those who live without blame. You can be sure that sinners will be punished, and you can also be sure that godly people will go free. A beautiful woman who has no sense is like a gold ring in a pig's nose. What godly people long for ends only in what is good, but what sinners hope for ends only in God's anger. One person gives freely but gets even richer. Another person doesn't give what they should but gets even poorer. Anyone who gives a lot will succeed. Anyone who renews others will be renewed. People ask for bad things to happen to those who store up grain for themselves, but people ask for God's blessing on those who are willing to sell. Anyone who looks for what is good will be blessed, but bad things will happen to a person who plans to do evil. Those who trust in their riches will fall, but those who do right will be as healthy as a green leaf. Those who bring ruin on their families will receive nothing but wind, and foolish people will serve wise people. The fruit that godly people bear is like a tree of life, and those who are wise save lives. Godly people get what they should get on earth, so ungodly people and sinners will certainly get what they should get. Psalm 99. Let the Lord rules, let the nations tremble. He sits on a throne between the cherubim. Let the earth shake. Great is the Lord in Zion. He is honored over all the nations. Let them praise his great and wonderful name. He is holy. The king is mighty and loves justice. He has set up the rules for fairness. He has done what is right and fair for the people of Jacob. Honor the Lord our God. Worship at his feet. He is holy. Moses and Aaron were two of his priests. Samuel was one of those who worshipped him. They called out to the Lord, and he answered them. He spoke to them from the pillar of cloud. They obeyed his laws and the orders he gave them. Lord our God, you answered them. You showed Israel that you are a God who forgives. But when they did wrong, you punished them. Honor the Lord our God. Worship at his holy mountain. The Lord our God is holy. Now that's done. I shall now do the Lord's Prayer. Please bow your heads. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we have also forgiven our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.